Tonight's episode of Q Weekly is proudly brought to you by Fitness First.
Hi and welcome to tonight's episode of Q Weekly here on Bent TV Channel 31. My name's Jayson Grool. Now on tonight's show we look at Lavender Lens with our very own Alan, Steve and of course Harriet. We go across the lands and across the seas and have a look at Bangkok Pride March. Now Joe was there, coming to you internationally with Bent TV. We also have the launch of Midsommar 2005. Now we look at that a little bit later on in the show with our very own Vic Perri. Now Bent TV was there for you this year with Midsommar and of course we'll be with you again next year for Midsommar as well, so that's going to be lots of fun. Of course, coming up just before Christmas on some of the shows here on Q Weekly, we have Melanie Bress, which is going to be a great show, and of course the three hosts of Q Weekly, myself, Stevie and Amy, and of course we have a great New Year's Eve special for you as well. Then of course we come back with me for Q Calendar. So stay with us here on Q Weekly this week, and of course let's have a look at Lavender Lens with the three guys. Let's have a look and see.
Hello there, welcome once again to Through the Lavender Lens in Q Weekly. I'm Alan, back with Auntie Harriet and Stephen. Nice to have your company again. And after a long break, we're back reviewing some of the best and not so best queer cinema that has been committed to celluloid over the years. And this week we've got another Eastern Bloc film. I must admit I have a sort of a thing for Eastern Bloc, sort of communist era films. No, it wasn't. It was yours, because it was a chick flick. It is a chick flick about a relationship that blossoms between Eva, who's basically a Hungarian dissident feminist, back in 1958 when it's set, and Livia, a sort of a blonde, quite voluptuous urbanite, and they both work for the Communist Party paper, The Truth. Funny that all these communist papers are called The Truth. It's a bit of an irony, really, isn't it? So, I really found myself quite liking this. It had that real Stalinistic pall over it, even the sort of grain of the film and the winter setting added to the iron grip of Stalinism. But the relationship blossomed and I found myself really feeling for the characters.
Well, I wouldn't have called it blossomed, actually. I mean,
Harriet, you're a woman.
This blonde woman, who's married, by the way, has poor, the lady, the butch lady in it. She's gorgeous.
Butch? Would you call her Butch?
Yeah, Eva. She is a very wiry, interesting, heady woman who obviously is very misunderstood. And I think that blonde Livia is a big tease, both to her husband and to the lesbian
nonsense
love, as we call it.
Why tease?
Well, she is. She's just having everybody on. She runs hot and cold, all that. And the poor Eva doesn't know where she's at. She's absolutely smitten. And in the end, well, we won't tell you the end, will we? But it's not. It's horrific.
Let's have a look at a little bit of footage that sort of demonstrates how the relationship evolves, shall we say.
Már elnézést kérek, de nekünk itt az volna a feladatunk, hogy az igazságot írjuk meg. Ha ez még sincs így, annak véleményem szerint két oka van alapvetően. Nem most. Nagyon nehéz ez, ezt te nem érted.
So what's nice about that, really?
It's very dramatic.
Well, it is dramatic, and you know, we're not going to give away what happens. Suffice to say, that is a sort of a turning point in the film. But I guess you've got to understand where the husband was coming from. You just saw there Livia in the bath, you know, on the receiving end of a few barrels from her husband, having just discovered that she was in love with another woman.
The overall feel of the film is very grey, it's very oppressive, it goes a lot into the drag of everyday communist life. Was Livia just looking for some distraction from that life?
And the biggest fear is the homophobia in the communist regime, 1958.
Well, they
It's
certainly
just
were on the
awful.
receiving end of that. Do you remember that?
Horrid.
Having a kiss in the park in the evening and the military police come up.
Yeah, and they're
And
questioned.
they're questioned,
and all,
interrogated.
They go through all that.
It was interesting though the way they dealt with it, because Eva was the peasant girl, they put all the blame on her. Livia was seen to be innocent
Yeah,
because she
the
was married to an
academics.
officer.
Officer and academics.
Yet I've got to say, there was a little light at the end of the tunnel as far as the communist powers that be, because they both worked, as I say, for the newspaper. Eva was on the receiving end of quite a bit of homophobia from management, and her superior there, Comrade Erdos, really came to her defence. Remember, he actually spoke up for her in the face of... She was almost getting the sack for writing that real powerful dissident piece about the peasant.
One wonders if he was family too sometimes.
Wow.
What redeemed this movie for me was the fabulous jazz. The movie soundtrack is quite sensational, and that was really worth just listening to, actually. Yeah.
Well, I found myself really caring about the characters. I don't usually get into the girl films, but this time I really found myself caring about them. Even the minor character Magda, the friend of Livia's, who came in just for consolation, just having been released from prison. She was being hounded by the secret police, trying to be made into an informer because of her sexuality, blackmail, that whole thing. I even found myself caring about her, like a couple of minute character. So the jury's out. You have to make up your minds for yourself whether Livia was, in fact, just after a bit of fun. But the ending, it's not a happy ending, so you don't think it's a film to watch over Christmas, do you?
No, I don't. No, not at all. What
No,
about
it's not a happy film.
Oh well, they can't all be.
But it's a thought-provoking.
They can't all be. Anyway, get it out. It's called Another Way, directed by Caroline Mack and fabulous Hungarian communist-era cinema. Now, something else for you guys. One lucky person has a chance to get hold of this fabulous giveaway.
This movie sounds like, you know, the academia, mansions, journalism.
That sounds a bit highbrow for porn.
Yeah, it sounds like. But however, what goes on in this mansion, and with all the 7 or 8 women that are within this colossal building of sorts, and what goes on?
You'll have to insert the disc in the player and find out.
To find out.
And whoever is the first to email us at feedback@benttv.org.au will find out. Courtesy of Out Video. All right?
And this is called Sirens.
It's called
by the way.
Siren.
And Sirens is only for our viewers.
It is. Now, that's called Sirens. You're called Harriet.
I'm called Stephen.
And I'm Alan. And we're out of here until we see you next time and Through the Lavender Lens. And it's back to our fabulous host in Q Weekly. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for that, Alan, Stephen and Harriet. Now, if you'd like to enter that competition and win the fantastic DVD Siren, of course, email us at feedback@benttv.org.au. Give it a go, you may win. It's worth the email. Now, as I said before, across the land and across the seas to a whole new country where we look at the Bangkok Pride March. Now, let's go over to Joe and see what he brought back from Bangkok.
Hi, I'm Joe Philcox, and today Q Weekly goes international. I'm here in Bangkok, Thailand to report on Bangkok Pride Week. So let's have a check out of some of the celebrations down in Pat Pon district. How many years has it been going?
I think this is the 4th year now.
Oh, he's a cheeky minx. You're a cheeky thing. gorgeous nails. Fabulous.
Tourists from all over the world come and support Bangkok Pride, second week of November, every year here in Bangkok, and all the parties over the whole week.
Well, those Thai people certainly know how to party, don't they? Come here in late November and experience this for yourself. Okay, this is Joe Philcox for Q Weekly in Bangkok. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much for that, Joe. That looked absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, that's their 4th year running, and let's hope it's going to get as big and as fantastic as our very own Pride March here in Melbourne. Lots of glitz and lots of glamour. I'm sure Joe had a fantastic time. I could see him in the background there in some of that footage. Now, we're going to go to a sponsorship break, but of course, stay with us here on Q Weekly Bent TV, and we'll be back with you in just one moment.
You're watching Bent TV on Channel 31. I'm Slash Darling. What the are you doing here, Melanie Breasts? This is my spot!
No, this is everybody's show. It's Channel 31.
Oh, fabulous! Please watch Bent TV on
Enjoy
Channel 31.
And of course, welcome back to Q Weekly here on Bent TV. All right, here it is again with Midsommar 2005. The launch was last week, and of course, we bring that with our very own Vic Perri, and he had a great interview with the president of Midsommar. Now, as I said before, this year was brought to you by Bent TV, and we put it on TV and up on that great big screen at Federation Square, and hopefully we're going to be doing it again for 2005. Let's go over to Vic and see how it went with the launch.
Hi, I'm Vic Perri and we're on the banks of the lovely Yarra in Melbourne. We're at the Midsommar launch 2005 and I've got Christine Darmody with me as the president of Midsommar. How are you, Christine?
I'm good, thanks, Vic. How are you?
And the new general manager of Midsommar, which is a new role for Midsommar.
Yes, it is.
So how did this new role come about?
Well, I think probably Chris could probably answer that better than myself because I think she was instrumental in initiating it. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's been actually quite a long development process. Started approximately 18 months ago when we basically did an audit of the office and looked at what was required, what areas were not being serviced to their fullest. As people probably know, we had one full-time staff member, that being Brenton Geyer as festival manager. And a lot of our work throughout the year was very much a sort of knee-jerk, short-term vision. And what we realised that we needed was someone to take on, I guess, responsibility for overseeing the long-term vision of the festival, which is a general manager's role. Also, a lot of areas such as sponsorship and marketing were being looked after by board members. That was great, and we've had some wonderful board members looking after those areas. However, again, to have a really strategic approach, you really need to have one person linking in all aspects of the festival, funding, sponsorship, marketing and the office, as well as a cultural framework. So it was more about just getting better resourcing the office. We were severely under-resourced, and getting someone in of a level and with experience to sort of work in these particular areas. So yeah, we're really, really pleased to have Shay on board. As I said, it's been a long process of actually sort of doing this whole audit and figuring out what we need and who we need and where they're going to fit. And look, we're still doing that. You know, it's a long-term process, but we're really pleased.
Fantastic. Now, Shay, what can people look forward to Midsumma 2005?
Well, once you actually see the guide, there's some amazing stuff. We've got international drag cabaret performer called Vala Jean Merman, who's got this great show called Pearl Necklace, which I think is a bit of a play on the movie, The Girl with the Pearl Earring. Yes, yeah. Yep. We've been really lucky to get Noel Tovey down for, he's actually just done this amazing sellout season in Belvoir Theatre in Sydney of his one-man autobiographical show called Little Black Bastard. He was one of the few people jailed in Melbourne for sodomy, and then left Australia and became a really well-known, famous choreographer. Yeah, so, and dancer, and yeah, so that's, yeah.
It sounds fascinating, yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
What else is there? Well, of course, we've got Carnival, which everybody knows and loves.
And here we are, of course, on the banks, and behind us we've got the Alexandra Gardens, where the Carnival will be happening, so it's fantastic. What other big events?
Big events. Okay, well, of course, opening night, which is now a Rainbow Award winner, I might add. So 21st of January, we're back here at Federation Square, and pretty much, look, there are some changes to the format. We're now turning the atrium area into a chill-out sort of zone, which will become more of an after-party, not a dance party, but an after-party from sort of 9:30 onwards. If people remember Summer Diva, that will happen on the main stage, and basically from 6 o'clock onwards we're going to have a showcase of registered events appearing on the main stage, and also a cabaret which will be happening in Fetish. I'm just sort of now looking around trying to find, there it is, Fetish Bar and Grill. So the cabaret area will be, yeah, look, we've had great support from Fetish, and they've come on board and said, yep, we'd love to host the cabaret, which was last year down in the Victorian Wine Precinct. So
it's going to be a great night. What other sort of, I suppose, main events but I suppose one of the other things too with the Midsommar, it's not just something that's in a city or something that caters to people who live in the centre of Melbourne. You'll be going out to the suburbs, won't you? So what's happening out in outer Melbourne?
We've got an event happening at the Kingston Arts Centre, and I think that's going to be a really great event.
They came on last year, actually, and yeah, I know. They came on last year, and it was wonderful to actually have and I think it is the City of Kingston involved in the festival. They have a great gallery space down there, and yeah, it's great that they've actually come back. In terms of getting out of the city centre, while it's not getting out into the burbs, so to say, we've got Cab Sav, which is our mini cabaret festival happening within the larger festival, and that's happening on the weekend from the 3rd to the 6th, I think, hosted by Luke Gallagher and Kay Sarah, who people may remember that they hosted the Festival Club last year at Chapel of Chapel. Chapel of Chapel have been huge supporters of the festival. We always have some great cabaret down there, and this is just a different slant on that this year. So yeah, we're really, really pleased to be doing that.
It just sounds amazing. It's just going to be an action-packed Midsommar. And of course, Ben TV will be there, as last year, at the opening night, and we'll be covering a lot of the other events, and of course the carnival. So keep watching, and you'll catch all of Midsommar on Ben TV. See ya.
Midsommar! Yay! Hey, happy Midsommar! Queen New World.
Thanks so much for that, Vic. Of course, with the Midsommar launch 2005, an interview there with the President. I hope it's going to be just as good as it was this year with Midsommar. Now, let's have a look at Q Calendar. On Saturday, the 25th of December, which is of course is Christmas Day, and let's hope you get some fantastic presents and lots of them. Now, if you're not doing anything for lunch, you can of course go along to the Positive Attitude Christmas Lunch. Now, Positive Attitude is a support group for HIV-infected people and, of course, their family and friends. Now, they're holding a Christmas lunch at the old Fitzroy Football Oval. Now, the cost is only $8, and what they're also asking is that you bring along a gift just to the value of $5. Everyone likes to receive presents on Christmas Day, so of course go along and chip in for that. Now, for more information, you can contact 9471 0033, or alternatively, you can contact 9478 0182. So go along if you're not doing anything for Christmas lunch, and of course it should be lots of fun. Now, if you're going to go, you need to respond by the 18th of December because the numbers are fairly tight and they want to get your booking in soon. All right, Friday, the 31st of December, New Year's Eve. Yay, I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, if you're not going to be in Melbourne, there's something going on somewhere else. It's Show Me. Now, a fantastic party in Lismore in New South Wales. It's organised by Tropical Fruits, and Lismore is just about 2 hours south of Brisbane or right near Byron Bay. So if you're in the area for New Year's, you should go along and check it out. Now, they're even offering a gay crew DC3 flight and, of course, an accommodation package as well. Now, if you'd like more information, you can check out their website, which is www.tropicalfruits.org, .au. I'll just say that one again, www.tropicalfruits.org.au. So check out their website. All right, Tuesday, the 18th of January 2005 through to Saturday, the 5th of February, we have Falling So Slowly. Now, it's a play that chronicles the first few weeks of a relationship between Bobby, a young Caucasian man from Alabama, and Grant, an African-American musician from Philadelphia. Now, they meet in a bar in New York, of course, and instantly connect sexually. Sounds like a bit of fun. Now, the play is part of the Midsommar St Martin's Theatre group in South Yarra, so that should be lots of fun if you'd like to go along. Now, you need to know that there is a high-level sexual content and, of course, nudity. So I think I'm going to go just for the nudity. But anyway, what you need to do is contact them on 9685 5111. So that's 9685 5111. Go along, should be a bit of a bang. All right, on Saturday, the 22nd of January, we have Naked Will. Now, Fly on the Wall and the Butterfly Club present Naked Will as part of the Midsommar Saturday afternoon play readings. Now, it's a romantic historical mystery where the character of Oscar Wilde goes on a passionate academic quest inside Shakespeare's sonnets in the hopes of discovering their secret meaning. Now, in doing so, he finds himself lost in the story of Shakespeare's love triangle with the mysterious Dark Lady and with the young actor. Now, of course, Willie Hughes is the young actor there, apparently. Now, for more information, you can have a look at www.thebutterflyclub.com.au. Now, if you'd like your community event to be on Bent TV, just email us at feedback@benttv.org.au. So that's feedback@benttv.org.au. Just on a quick personal note, I'd like to say hello to Anita and Vanessa, and of course Monk and Naomi. Congratulations with everything and good luck. And of course, when you're watching Bent TV, you're never alone. Have a fantastic week. Be watching us on Thursdays at 10:30 for Face to Face. Take care from everyone here at Bent TV. All the best.